How you get him is how you lose him. How you get him is how you lose him. He has 5 messy exits. Every time he exits the school, it's ugly. Every time. 1, okay. 2, okay. Every job he leaves, it's ugly. It's always ugly. Until this time, to leave during a playoff run, Ole Miss could win the championship. Hey, what's going on? Welcome to the Sammy Rigaud podcast. My name is Sammy Rigaud. Thank you for tuning in. If you're new here and the algorithm has led you to my channel, welcome. We growing so fast, and I love all the messages and comments that I get. I try my best to respond to all of them. But if you are new here, go ahead, subscribe, turn your notification bell on. Welcome to the family. Mi casa es su casa. Lane freaking Kiffin. I just want to say, hey, how you get them is how you lose them. And Lane Kiffin is now the LSU coach, the head coach. And I have thoughts about that, but I need some help navigating through that because this man has had the most polarizing, the most interesting college/NFL/coaching career that I have ever seen. You know, he is the poster boy for get out of town. So here we go. Let's look at some of the jobs Lane Kiffin has had. Lane Kiffin started off as a grad assistant at Fresno State. He went there to play quarterback, and he lost the job. He was going to quit. His dad told him, no, you're not going to quit. You better stay. He then goes and is an assistant coach. Cool. His dad is the legendary, God bless the dead, Monte Kiffin, one of the best defensive coaches in the history of football. Monte Kiffin was him. He was that dude. Lane Kiffin went from Fresno State to Colorado State, got a Jacksonville job, and in 2001, he became the coach at USC. He was an assistant for 5 years. From there, he goes on and he becomes the youngest coach ever for the Raiders at 31 years old. He gets hired in 2007. And he got his one season, and legendary Al Davis, that didn't end well. And we see a trend here of messy. This guy has the most messiest exits from jobs. As he's on the Raiders, terrible. He did pound the table, and he was against Jamarcus Russell. So he ain't want Jamarcus Russell. So you kind of got to give him credit for that. Jamarcus Russell then became a bust, the biggest bust ever from LSU, ironically. Nonetheless, he didn't want Jamarcus Russell. Jamarcus Russell held out, got paid, got the bag, showed up, and gave you an absolute terrible season. By the end of that season, after going 4-12, Davis wanted to fire him. Wanted him to resign. He wouldn't resign because he didn't want to give up his money. Davis then, his last statement, check this out. He said Kiffin was a flat-out liar, and he was guilty of bringing disgrace to the organization. He then fires him over the phone. He leaves the Raiders in an ugly way. He bounces from there. Goes to Tennessee, University of Tennessee. While he's there, it's good the first couple months, having a good time. He's going to coach. He's going to turn this around. That's what Kiffin promises you. He promises you that he gets to a new place, he's going to turn it around. He goes to Tennessee, one of the recruiting things. He goes to Alshon Jeffries, because one thing we learn about Lane Kiffin is he is a talker. He is a talker. And I have grace for him a little bit because he kind of had a drinking problem. It's documented. He's sober now. But he has this drinking problem, and he goes to a recruit named Alshon Jeffries, and he tells him, hey, if you choose the University of South Carolina, if you go there, you would end up pumping gas for the rest of your life like all the other players from that state that went to South Carolina. He denies this, but A lot of people have said this story. That was so bad because Alshon Jeffries actually went on to have a great career. Second-round pick for the Bears. I mean, even won a Super Bowl for the Eagles. Like, Alshon Jeffrey did his thing. Guess what happens at Tennessee? Kiffin leaves in a messy way. He goes to USC. See, this is the place he wanted to be. USC was the place he wanted to be. It's where he got his coaching chops, right? This is where he wanted to be. Big city. He cannot turn it around. He can't turn it around while he's there. Bad records. Can't turn it around. And then he leaves in the funniest way. Like, they fire him in the nastiest way. And the thing about Kiffin is you got to get Kiffin before he gets you. Let me tell you something. LSU. I'm going to come back to this timeline. Let me tell you something. LSU. You've got to get Kiffin before he gets you because he will leave you high and dry. You've got to leave him before he leaves you. USC left him in the dirtiest way. USC watching a game, third quarter, say, we got to fire this guy. They go down. He's called off the team bus when they get to the airport. They tell him he's fired. After the meeting, they go back to school with his bag still on the bus. They leave Kiffin at the airport. Leave Kiffin at the airport, and they go back. It's crazy, man. You got to get him before he gets USC did him dirty, and they left him. Cool. Leaves USC. Goes to Alabama, sits under Saban. He then gets the Florida Atlanta job. That's my alma mater. I'm an owl. And, he says he's going to go there. And Saban has to end up firing him because he is a distraction. He's coaching a team, and he's got a job somewhere else. This is Kiffin's whole life story. He's always looking over his shoulder for the next best job. You kind of got to commend him a little bit because it's like, if he's always looking for the next best job, shout out to him, right? But he leaves a trail of disrespect. He can never return. He can't go back to Tennessee. He can't go back to the Raiders. He can't go back to Alabama. He can't go back to, I guess he can't go to FAU. He might be able to go to FAU. I don't know. Y'all tell me. But then he goes to FAU and he leaves it. And at this time, a lot of people want him because he did decent at FAU. He brought a team that was, not necessarily known for football. He did well there. He ends up going to Ole Miss. And boy, Kiffin wore that Ole Miss so well. He looked the part. He was on podcasts. He was on game day. He was selling that Ole Miss juice. And he looked the part, boy. He looked like a Southern boy doing his thing at Ole Miss. I've been to Oxford, Mississippi. Shout out to my friends in Oxford. He was doing his thing over there, and he looked the part. I even almost got confused, like, Lane Kiffin looks like he should be at Ole Miss for a while. Like, that should be his thing. He ends up doing 6 years. And with this year, UF having an opening, with LSU having an opening, Kiffin's name brought up. The only trick with that is Ole Miss is recruiting well. Ole Miss is in the playoff contention. Like, Ole Miss is doing great this year. So you have to ask yourself, what is at LSU that's not at Ole Miss? Obviously, LSU is a bigger program, right? Shout out to all my friends at LSU fans. Obviously, LSU is a bigger program. That being said, there's a nasty taste in his mouth, in all of our mouths. There's a nasty taste in our mouth because the way he's leaving Ole Miss just feels icky. He tried to get coaches to leave, his staff to go. He tried to pay him more to leave, part of the game. And it just comes off icky. And here's the sad thing about Kiffin. I don't know if you saw that clip where he's leaving Ole Miss. He's got his crew with him. They're about to get on a private jet. And the Ole Miss fans are flicking him off. They're yelling at him. And I know, like, obviously, when you go to a new level or you go to something new, people are supposed to be. Not everybody's gonna be happy for you. But why does he always get run out of town? Tennessee hates him. Ole Miss hates him. Right? Why? The Raiders said he's a disgrace to the organization. He leaves these places and it's terrible. It's bad. It's bad. And as it says a lot about his character. And I don't know Kiffin. You know, he doesn't talk much unless it's like football, and he gives in those first couple years where he's like selling the program and he's selling character and all this stuff. Dude, why that video is when I think of Lane Kiffin, that's what I think of. I think of passionate people being really pissed off because he lied or he let him down. And now you say LSU. And LSU, how you get them is how you're going to lose them. I guarantee you, I'm willing to put money on it. He's going to leave LSU in a disgraceful way. It's 2025. I guarantee you he's going to leave LSU in a disgraceful way. Because at the end of the day, that's what he always does. Lane Kiffin always leaves bad. Boo, 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 tomatoes, tomatoes, tomatoes. It gets bad because he promises. He's never won any. That's the worst part. He doesn't want a championship either. But LSU, you are hiring this guy, and you stole him. I'm going to tell you a story. I remember there was this one girl I'm friends with. I would never say her name because I'm still friends with her today. And she liked the guy that was dating a girl. And when she liked the guy, she would, like, be too close to him. And I was all like, yo, man, you know he got a girl. Like, you can't really. She's like, nah, I mean, we're just friends. Plus, he don't really like her like that. And da-da-da. He ends up leaving her. Gets with my friend. Shout out to my friend. My friend's dating this guy. Me, I stay away because it's bad juju. He ends up cheating on her, having a baby with another girl. And it's like, she was like crying. I'm like, sis, like, you knew he was going to do that. You stole him from somebody. Somebody stole him from you. LSU, you stole Kiffin. And guess what? Someone's going to come with a little bit of more money and a little bit more promising of a job. And they're going to take Kiffin from you too. That's just how the game goes. So you can sign him today, the highest paid coach ever. He's got $25 million. And he can have all these perks and things. At the end of the day, he's going to leave you just like he left Ole Miss. It is what it is. How you get him is how you lose him. How you get him is how you lose him. He has 5 messy exits. Every time he exits the school, it's ugly. Every time. 1, okay. 2, okay. Every job he leaves, it's ugly. It's always ugly. Until this time, to leave during a playoff run, Ole Miss could win the championship, fam. They could win the championship. And this is, you're leaving them at this point. What are you telling them kids that you recruited? What are you telling them? Chase the bag? Leave? You can leave at any time? I don't know. I don't like it. I don't like it. I have no problem against Kiffin, but I don't like how he moves. It's nasty. It seems snakish. Yeah, it screams entitlement. It screams my daddy was a rich man, and I looked at the world in a privileged way. That's what it screams. Lane Kiffin looks like the spoiled brat. He's 50 years old, but he's still moving around and operating like a spoiled brat. I think it's crazy. Here's my thoughts, though, overall. You guys could comment leave a comment for me. Here's my thoughts. Overall, college football is the Wild Wild West. Anything could happen. Money's being thrown around everywhere. I'm just happy the players are getting paid. I don't know anything about the NIL. I don't know too much about it. You don't either. None of us do. They're trying to figure it out on the go. We're trying to build the plane while we fly it while we build it. I'm just happy. My number one request is please stop with the moral policing. Because for so long, and I had debates with people high up in the NCAA about how they're getting a scholarship. No, they're not. They don't care about that. You're making millions off these guys, and they're getting paid finally. You guys like Lane Kiffin who are doing whatever they want. There's no loyalty. This is a business. There's no loyalty. There's no morals in this. Play, get paid. It's a platform for you to explore your talents and show your talents. And I'm just happy players are getting paid. I really am. I really am. Players are getting paid, and I like it. Lane Kiffin, you made your money. You'll leave LSU in 3 years. In 3 years, you'll go to the next promising place. Because guess what? Who's to say like you'll win here? What is LSU? What are you expecting out of this? Are you expecting a championship? Do you expect to get a championship out of this? Like, do you expect? Because he hasn't gotten one. Like, like you paid all this money. You want to sell tickets? You want to be hype? This is like dating the promiscuous girl. Like, you're gonna have fun. At least he's gonna have fun. He's gonna give you sound bites. He's gonna beef with sportscasters, podcasters. He's gonna beef with other coaches. He's gonna say some crazy stuff, and it's gonna happen. You're gonna win 9 games, 10 games. At least you're gonna be Georgia. At least you're gonna be Bama every year. Texas A&M, Texas. Unless you're going to be, we'll see. You got to play Florida. They're going to figure it out sometime. At the end of the day, how long are you going to give them? How long is he going to give you? This is a bigger question. Because somebody's going to say he's going to garner up enough attention and do it. My sister-in-law, who doesn't even like sports, she was interested in this. She's just a shady guy. He's just shady, and it's polarizing. Lane Kiffin is shady and polarizing. And unfortunately, that's what college football is today. That being said, how do you think this is going to play out? How do you think he's going to leave LSU? How do you think he's going to leave it? Is he going to in 3 years, are we going to be sitting here? Are we going to be sitting here and watching him leave another campus being booed, flicked off, things thrown at him, while everybody says he's a snake again? Or is that what's going to happen again? I don't know. Nonetheless, my name's Sammy Rigaud. If you disagree, if you don't like what I said, or if you agree with me, go ahead and let me know in the comments. Like, subscribe, and turn your notification bell on. God bless.